Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We have this Friday, January 5th, 2024. We have a video about Bitcoin and why you should invest in Bitcoin for 2024. Okay, I believe this is going to be a great investment for most people to get into. Probably the best investment for 2024 going into 2025. And what I would like to show you guys is two catalysts that are going to propel the price of Bitcoin to higher prices going into um, going into 2024 and later on into 2025. Okay, the first catalyst that we have going on is the Bitcoin ETF. Okay, there are over 13 companies that are trying to do a Bitcoin spot ETF, is what they call it. Uh, these are some of the high profile spot Bitcoin ETF applications currently in play. If you go onto this website, you'll see that Bitcoin is going to be getting an ETF soon. This catalyst is actually the first catalyst of 2024. Okay. And that's why we're talking about this first, is because this catalyst could happen in the next 5 days. January 10th, 2024 being the deadline where the SEC, the Security Exchange, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, has a decision to make if they're going to approve or deny this ETF. Okay, they've been delaying for months now, and now they have no choice, but they have to make a decision whether it's going to be yes or no, and that decision could happen today, or it could happen tomorrow, or it could happen on January 10th is the deadline. Okay, but just scrolling through some of the companies that are trying to get involved, you have BlackRock, which is the one of the biggest asset managers in the world. Okay, and they put in their application on June 15th. Okay, and their application is considered. They're one of the big guys in the finance investment world. No one says no to BlackRock. Okay, they have a lot of pull. They do things by the book and they do things right. And if they're expecting an ETF to be done for them, they're probably going to get it done. Um, and we have other ETFs available as well. Other companies are trying to get an ETF for spot Bitcoin. And when I say spot Bitcoin, that means like an ETF, an exchange traded fund that that will actually buy Bitcoin, actual Bitcoin, not Bitcoin futures, not Bitcoin options, actual Bitcoin will be in that ETF. So when you buy shares in that ETF, you are actually buying Bitcoin, or they're buying Bitcoin on behalf of their customers. Okay, and the next company is Grayscale. They're pretty big because they already have over 600,000 Bitcoins already ready to go, ready to be traded. But they're considered a trust. They're not really an ETF. So there's a little bit of mechanics in there that prevent it from being, uh, tradable. Okay, because there's a little bit of lag. But anyways, they're trying to turn themselves into an ETF as well, just like BlackRock, and they also have a lot of pull because they have a lot of Bitcoin already ready to go, ready to be put into this ETF, and some other ones. There's Bitwise, um, Wisdom Tree. Some of these companies you might have heard about: Valkyrie Investments. I know Franklin Templeton's in there. Ark Invest. Uh, like I said, there's over 13 companies that are willing to get this ETF going for them, and this is putting a lot of pressure on the SEC, because if the SEC doesn't approve this, they now have 13 companies that are going to sue them to find out what is the exact reason why they got denied a an ETF. As you can see, Franklin Templeton is also doing an ETF with Bitcoin as well. So there's a lot of big guys, a lot of guys with money that want to make this happen, and this could happen in the next 5 days, guys. Could even happen today. Okay, um, and the second catalyst that we have going for us is the Bitcoin halving, which is going to occur in 20 about April of 2024. Some people are saying sometime around tax day. Okay, uh, around tax day, when taxes are due for Americans, we should be having what they call the Bitcoin halving. Okay, and the halving is going to cause a supply shock into the system. Okay, and they're saying that this halving will reduce the block reward. So the Bitcoin miners, they get paid in Bitcoin every time they mine. If you don't know what a Bitcoin miner is, they just basically help the system check to make sure that transactions happened and that they happen accordingly, and that they can verify that the transaction actually happened. And when they do that, they're spending a lot of computing power and electricity, and they have to get paid for all that computers that they have and all the electricity that they're using. So in order to get paid, they get paid in Bitcoin. And right now they're getting paid about 6.25 Bitcoins, but that's going to be cut in half around April 2024 to 3.125 Bitcoins. And that's going to cause a lot of miners to either go out of business, or they're not going to sell their Bitcoin until it makes sense for them to sell their Bitcoin. And if they're not selling their Bitcoin, that's going to cause the price to go up, because if the demand is still the same, but the supply, the sellers are not selling, that's going to cause prices to have to go up in order for the sellers to start selling again. So these Bitcoin miners, they're also selling Bitcoin on the exchanges, and whoever wants to buy Bitcoin off of them. And if they don't like the price, they're not going to sell. They still have their bills to pay. So the Bitcoin halving is going to basically force the miners to not sell until the price goes up high enough where it justifies them to actually sell their Bitcoin. So the selling pressure is going to be taken off of Bitcoin about 4 or 5 months from now. And that's going to cause a supply shock. And then you also have the Bitcoin ETF, which is basically going to cause a demand shock. So you possibly have a demand shock that's going to send let me go this way, send the price up. Okay. And then you have a supply shock where there's not going to be any Bitcoin to buy because of the halving. And that's going to cause the price to go up even more after that. So you have two catalysts that are working in our favor here as Bitcoin investors. That's going to cause the price to go up, most likely. And if for some reason you do not understand or do not believe why halving is so good and why it's caused the price to go up for Bitcoin, well, I have a chart to show you guys what Bitcoin has done in the past when halvings have occurred. Okay, with the first halving occurring, and we have I lost my screen here. Sorry about that, guys. The first halving occurring in December of 2012. And what did that do? Well, literally after 90 days after the halving, Bitcoin shot up in price to all-time highs, reaching about $950. It almost made it to 1,000. I have to double check my work. You guys can always tell me, no, Damien, you're wrong. It went higher than that, but it's showing about 950 around here. And then it came back down. Okay. Went into a bear market, but then we went into another halving in July of 2016. And that shot Bitcoin price up to the all-time high of $19,000 roughly in 2017. Okay. So then that occurred about 240 days after the halving. Okay. And then we have another halving that happened in May of 2020 during COVID-19. Okay. And, 220 days later, we shot up in price again. And we peaked out at $69,000 for Bitcoin. Okay. After that halving. And now we have another halving coming up in April of 2024. They're guessing April 21st right here for 2024. And right now we have the price here hovering about like $45,000. what's going to happen when we hit that halving? Well, the last 3 times we did the halving, it shot up in price. And some people are guessing that Bitcoin can go up to 150, 200, $300,000. Some people saying $500,000 Bitcoin. Some people are doing ridiculous predictions of $1 million. And that's taking into account the halving plus the Bitcoin ETFs, all those trillions of dollars coming in from those big companies like BlackRock and Franklin Templeton and ARK Invest, Grayscale. They're saying that, with all that could send Bitcoin to $1 million by the end of 2024. I think that's a little bit far of a stretch, but $500,000 Bitcoin sounds possible, because that would put Bitcoin to have the same kind of money in the system as gold. And, when's the last time you heard someone buying gold? There's some people that do it, but not really a big investment for most people. But you hear people talking about buying Bitcoin and crypto. So that's possible that Bitcoin could go up to $500,000 by the end of this year or 2025. And I just want to show you what Bitcoin price is doing real quick here. This is on one of the exchange. I'm using TradingView here, and this is the Bitcoin price. Right now, I'm currently trading at $43,000 and $43,500, and that goes up and down like a crazy madman. But you can see that ever since the beginning of 2023, Bitcoin's been on the uptrend, going up and to the right, up and to the right. Okay. So when's a good time to buy? Right now, Bitcoin's chilling out. Now might be a good time to buy Bitcoin in early January of 2024, before we shoot up again, probably because of the Bitcoin halving. Okay. And then, just going into November and December of 2024 and going into 2025 here, you'll probably see Bitcoin go to, if it continues on this trend here, we're looking at, probably $100,000 Bitcoin, $200,000 Bitcoin as it continues up. So lots of good things coming for Bitcoin. That's why I think most investors, if not every investor, every company, every insurance company, and when the ETF comes out, the insurance companies are going to be buying Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation, because they have to contend against that. Just about every company, you're probably, even if you don't want to buy Bitcoin, if this Bitcoin ETF comes out, you're probably gonna buy Bitcoin not knowing, because the investment mutual funds and ETFs that you're invested in might be buying Bitcoin anyways, just to make their ETFs and their indexes perform better by having that extra oomph that Bitcoin provides. And there's already been some companies and some other ETFs that don't buy Bitcoin, but they want to put it in their investment prospectus. They're changing things around to say that they're allowed to actually buy Bitcoin and Bitcoin ETFs. So that way they can, if they're lagging in performance, if they're losing money, they can actually go into Bitcoin and buy a Bitcoin ETF and actually make money, so they can improve their numbers for the year. Okay. So even the companies that are not strictly Bitcoin ETFs, just the regular ETFs, they might actually buy Bitcoin ETF or Bitcoin just to improve their numbers and do a little bit of window dressing. So there's going to be a lot of people buying Bitcoin this year, going into next year. And we might actually enter into a super cycle where we don't actually have like crazy bear markets where Bitcoin drops down 80% in price. We might get like, maybe 20 or 30% drops, which is manageable, because that's normal in the stock market, which most people are familiar with is the stock market. But I say you can buy Bitcoin right now and you will be happy a year from now. In January of 2025, you'll be happy that you did that. The price could go down, and it is volatile. Just keep that in mind. Don't trade with leverage. Don't trade with money that you can't afford to lose. I tell my friends and family, be prepared to lose half of your money at any time, because that's just how volatile Bitcoin can get. But you could probably multiply your money, triple, quadruple, 10 times your money from where it is right now if you get involved in Bitcoin and other cryptos. So it's going to be a good year for Bitcoin. A lot of good things. And Bitcoin's going to lead the way. Bitcoin's going to be the first one to lead the pack and make money for everybody. So we want Bitcoin as crypto investors. We want Bitcoin to do great things, because that that's going to lead to Bitcoin investors will then start wondering about the other cryptos like Ethereum and Solana and Cardano, and they're going to try to move their profits from Bitcoin over to Solana, Ethereum, Avalanche, all those other cryptos. So we want Bitcoin to go up, even if you're not a Bitcoin maximus or Bitcoin investor, and you're just a regular crypto investor. This is all good things for everybody involved. So that's going to be the end of my video here. If you like what you heard, please like the video. If you feel like you would like to add some more information, or if I missed some information, please comment. Tell me what I could do better. I'm trying to build an investment community here on this channel. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe so you can see some more videos similar to this. And I will try to keep creating more videos and more content for you guys. Once again, this has been Damien on YouTube channel Meet Damien, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a good weekend. Great weekend. Take care.